So, the Sri Lankan inning has started and it has again started with a disaster. Sri Lankan has lost their first wicket on just 2 runs. So, this is a massacre that has been done by the South African batsmen to the Sri Lankan bowlers. It was simply a massacre. 428 runs scored in 50 overs by the players of South Africa. And now they are out there bowling Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is tremendously under pressure. Mendes and Pereira are on the crease. Both are yet to score. Because 2 runs have been scored, one of wide and one from leg by. So they have yet to score and their one player has gone back to the pavilion. Sri Lanka 2 for no loss. It was Nisanka who was bowled by Jensen. Nisanka was bowled by Jensen on duck, and now Kushal Mendes has come on the crease. Kushal Mendes, 28 years old, 113 matches are on his credit and he has scored 3,226 runs. But today, we have to see, can he utilize his experience in reaching such a huge target? So Mendes has opened his score with 1. He has faced 5 balls and Sri Lanka is under pressure. Sri Lanka 3 for 1 in 2 overs. Jensen has taken the wicket and this is simply, people are saying various things about this inning, but what I liked the most was the comments that it was a massacre of an inning from South Africa. They finished the scoreboard at 428 for 5 in 50 overs. No, this ain't any book cricket or a e-sport game. The fear is real. Nisanka from Sri Lankan side has gone back to the pavilion. Kushal Mendes has come at his place and let's see what they have to do. A 4 has been hit by Mendes. A 4 has been hit by Mendes on the first ball to Ngidi. Ngidi is bowling and he has been hit for 4 by Mendes. Sri Lanka has the capability to score such a huge target, but this is World Cup, this is pressure game and they are already under pressure. Right now the probability meter in front of us is saying that South Africa has 100% probability to win the match and Sri Lanka has 0% probability to win the match at this stage. Until and unless some miracle is done by the batsmen of the Sri Lanka, you cannot stop South Africa winning this game. Sri Lanka is in real trouble. South Africa versus Sri Lanka. This is the 4th match of World Cup 2023. Arun Jaitley Stadium, New Delhi, India. Ngidi came and ball to Mendes and no score was made. So 3 balls of the 3rd over has been bowled and on the first ball Mendes hit a 4 to Ngidi but right now these 4 and 6s are of no use. 8.88 is the asking run rate right from the onset of the Sri Lankan inning. Sri Lanka need 422 runs in 285 balls, almost double. Again, Mendes has hit a 4 to Ngidi, encouraging 4, a confidence building 4 by Mendes for Sri Lanka. His counterpart Pereira has yet to open his score. However, 8 runs have been scored by now on this second over of Ngidi. The first over remained maiden. Sri Lanka total moves to 11 for the loss of 1 wicket. It's the third over game which is going on. 4 deliveries of the third over have already been bowled. So 2 deliveries are left. Ngidi came and bowled to Mendes, and Mendes played defensively. No score was made. Now 1 ball is remaining. 8 runs have already been scored in the second over of Ngidi. Sri Lanka 11 for 1 in 2.5 overs. Single is scored by Mendes on the last delivery of Ngidi. So Sri Lankan moves to 12 for the loss of 1 wicket. 3 overs game has now been finished, and now 47 overs are left for the Sri Lankan inning. But they have the huge target of 428 runs that is to be achieved, and required run rate at this stage is 8.87. And ball and run term in the balls and the run terms, Sri Lanka need 417 runs in 282 balls. We have no idea, no clue how Sri Lanka is going to do that. Sri Lanka has the batting lineup, Sri Lanka has the temperament, but right now Sri Lanka is under pressure. They have lost their first wicket on duck. So this is the blow that has been caused by South African batsman. That was the first bounce by Jensen. So he has been warned by the umpires that now he cannot throw any other bounce in the remaining 5 deliveries of this over. So it was a bouncer by Jensen. Jensen is enjoying his bowling. He again coming for the second ball to Mendes, and ball is in the air. And 6 has been hit by Mendes. Mendes is furious out there. Mendes is playing the way a player needs to play at this stage. Mendes has hit a 6 from the Sri Lankan side, and Jensen has been hit for the 6th first time in this inning. The first 6 has been hit to Jensen on the second delivery of his second over. Sri Lanka score moves to 18. Jensen again coming, bowling to Mendes, and no score was made by Mendes on this delivery. You are watching South Africa versus Sri Lanka, 4th match of the World Cup 2023. And you have seen the massacre that has been played by South African batsmen. Let's see how do their bowlers perform now, because batsmen have done their job. Now Sri Lankan batsmen are playing and the bowlers from South Africa. So till now The bowlers are doing quite a good job. Only a 6 has been hit in the first 4 deliveries of Johnson over. 2 deliveries are left. Sri Lanka on 18 for the loss of 1 wicket in 3.4 overs. Sri Lanka need 411 runs in 278 balls. The required run rate is 8.87. Johnson coming to ball 2. Mendes, and single is scored by Mendes. Now strike is with Pereira, who has to open his account yet. He has not scored a run, and he has faced 4 balls up till now. So Pereira is now going to face Johnson. The Sri Lankan are under pressure, but they have the capability. Sri Lankan batsmen, they can do the job. The ground is flat, it's favoring the batsmen, so they must take advantage, as South African batsmen took the advantage. They have a hard-hitting batsman, Johnson coming to ball to Pereira. Let's see how he treats this ball. He played defensively and scores nothing. So Johnson over second over is finished. He has given 7 runs in this over. He has been hit a 6 by Mendes. So 2 overs of Johnson has been finished. He has given 9 runs and taken 1 wicket of Nishanka. Nishanka was out by Johnson, so Johnson is the successful bowler from the South African side. Total score of Sri Lanka is 19 for the loss of 1 wicket. 4 overs have been bowled. Current run rate is 4.75. The required run rate is 8.91. 46 over game is now left for the Sri Lanka. Let's see how and what total Sri Lanka achieved in remaining 46 overs. Sri Lanka 19 for the loss of 1 wicket. Nigidi has been brought again. He has already delivered 2 overs and given 9 runs in that. Let's see how he performs in this over. The third over, he has been asked to deliver the third over. He is coming and bowling to Mendes. Mendes is on 17 after facing 17 balls. No score was made on the first delivery of his third over. Nigidi doing good bowling at this stage, because Sri Lankan batsmen are required to play a fast game, because the target is not small. If they want to achieve that target, they have to save the wicket, but they have to play fast as well. It is chase. It is not the first inning. Ball is in the air. Let's see, and 6 has been hit by Mendes to Nagidi. Nagidi has also now been hit by 6 by Mendes, and Mendes moves to 23. The total score of Sri Lanka moves to 25. So Sri Lanka is trying somewhere to achieve the run rate at least which is required at the moment. It is 8.85 and the current run rate is 5.77. So they have to attain the required run rate, and then they can plan to proceed further. However, in this process there is all fear of losing the wickets. Nigidi coming and bowling to Mendes. Mendes is on 23. Let's see how he treats this ball delivery of Nigidi. Nigidi has given 6 runs on first 2 deliveries. Let's see what scores Mendes makes, and no score was made on the third delivery. Sri Lanka's score remains on 25 for the loss of 1 wicket. It was a treat to watch the batsmen of the Sri Lanka in the first inning. Three batsmen scored 100 runs. Three batsmen scored centuries, and this is the first instance of its kind that three batsmen from the one team scores three centuries in an inning of 50 overs ODI, and that too in the World Cup. So it is a colossal task that Sri Lanka has to achieve, but they are to make all efforts to go at least close to that target. 428 target is not less. Sri Lanka at this moment needs 404 runs in 272 balls. Again, Mendes did not score a run on the fourth delivery of the Ngidi. Two deliveries of his overs are remaining. This is the fifth over going on. Sri Lanka is on 25 for the loss of one wicket. Is again coming to ball to Mendes. Ball is in the air. Let's see what happens. And again a second six in the same over has been hit by Mendes. Second six has been hit by Mendes, and this has increased the current run rate of the Sri Lankan inning, that is 6.41. This is what is required at this stage, but this is required consistently till the last over, because South Africa has given no room for the slowness that can be shown by Sri Lankan players. So Mendes is trying to do his job. Pereira is yet to open his account. He is on 0 after facing 5 balls. I don't know what he would do once he would open his account, but right now Mendes is doing all the job for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka 31 for the loss of one wicket. Now 398 runs are required in 271 balls. A psychological barrier of the 400 has now been broken by Sri Lanka. It is now under 400, that is 398 runs are required in 271 balls. 31 runs have already been scored. So last ball of Ngidi to Mendes. Ball is again in the air, and again three huge sixes has been hit by Mendes to Ngidi. 18 runs have been scored by Mendes in this over, the third over of the Ngidi. Ngidi will never be happy because he has been hit for 3 sixes in this over. Ngidi now has given 27 runs in 3 overs. Mendes is trying to do his job, but now Pereira, who will be facing the next bowler, is to do something. Pereira has also the responsibility to contribute the runs in the Sri Lankan's total score, which has now moved to 37. Sri Lanka 37 runs for the loss of one wicket. 5 overs game has been finished. The power play is now finished, and now the players will be spreaded. The restrictions now lifts off, and it will be more difficult for Sri Lankan players to run scores in the after the power play. So Sri Lanka now needs 292 runs in 269. If they achieve this target, it will be a miracle. It will be a historical thing that Sri Lankans would do, but they have to do something. Still, Pereira has to open his account. Again, Jensen is coming and bowling to Pereira. And at last, Pereira scores single after facing or losing 7 balls or wasting 7 balls. And now, again, this is a leg by signal. So Pereira has yet to open his account. Again, it was a leg by signal. So his score has been corrected. No score to Pereira. Pereira has wasted 7 deliveries. The strike is now with Mendes, 35. Right now he is at Jensen coming to ball to Mendes. Sri Lanka 38 for the loss of 1 wicket. Ball is in the air. Mendes has hit a 6 to Jensen. Mendes is not giving any chance to any bowler. He is not showing any mercy. He is determined to go to any extent to achieve the target or be instrumental in achieving that target. So Jensen has been hit again a 6. In the previous over also he was hit a 6. Mendes has hit 3 sixes in an over to Ngidi also. So he is not talking about singles or doubles. He is just hitting hard, and now he is on 41 in just 23 balls. Is he going to make a record for the fastest 50 in the World Cup? Is he? Can he? Let's see. Because in just 23 overs he has scored 41 runs. Jensen is coming to deliver another ball to Mendes. Let's see what he does. Ball is again in the air, and 4 has been hit this time by Mendes. So Mendes moves to 45 in just 24 deliveries, and Jensen has in total given 11 runs in first 4 deliveries of his third over. Jensen is being treated badly by Mendes. Sri Lankan score moves to 48, and out of this 48, 45 runs have been scored by Mendes, and rest 3 runs are of extras. So Pereira has not contributed a single run in this total. Jensen is coming to ball to Mendes again. Let's see what Mendes does. Ball is again in the air. Let's see what is the result, and 6, and Sri Lankan batsman Mendes has completed his 50 in just 25 deliveries. 2 sixes, 1 4 has been hit by Mendes in the third over of the Jensen. Mendes is on fire. Mendes is on fire. The current run rate has exceeded the required run rate at the moment. It is 9.26. That was the first aim of the Sri Lanka. Let's see if they maintain this run rate, because it is now 9.26, whereas required run rate is lower than the current run rate. It is 8.49. Sri Lanka now needs 375 runs in 265 balls. Last delivery, Jensen coming to ball to Mendes. And no run was made by Mendes. So Mendes is on 51, and Jensen over has been finished. He has delivered 3 overs, given 25 runs and taken 1 wicket. The sole wicket of the Sri Lankan player, when the Sri Lankan score was at the duck, he took the first wicket. But right now Sri Lankan score in 6 overs has moved to 54 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Sri Lankans are trying to give the reply in the same language as South African batsmen did. So it's all everywhere Mendes. Mendes is on 51 in just 26 balls. 17 runs have been made in the Jensen's third over. In the last over of Ngidi, 18 runs were scored, and in this over of the Jensen, it was 17, and it was all scored by Mendes. Pereira has to open his account. Let's pray that he opens his account, because he has already wasted 7 valuable deliveries. Now Ngidi has not been brought, he has been changed with Rabada. Kagiso Rabada, 28 years old, 92 matches he has played. Well, have taken 144 wickets. Economy rate is 5. His average is 27 and best is 6 for 16. So he has a good record, and he is going to bowl to Pereira, and Pereira again plays it defensively. So Pereira has wasted 8 valuable deliveries for Sri Lanka. And again he will be facing, and ball is in the air. He has tried to make a hit. Let's see what the result comes. And luckily no catch was caught, and Pereira has opened his account and he is on 1 now. Catch has been dropped of Pereira. Pereira, I think, knew that he has already wasted 8 deliveries, so he came out of the crease, tried to hit a ball for a maximum, but it was a catch that has been dropped by Sri Lankan players. On the cover, in fact, the catch has been dropped. So single as a result has been scored by Pereira. Otherwise Pereira would have gone back to the pavilion. So Pereira has been lucky. Mendes scores single on this delivery, the third delivery of the Rabada, and again Pereira is on the strike. Sri Lanka 56 for the loss of 1 wicket. 6.3 overs have been bowled, and now Pereira will be facing Rabada.